Hello, welcome to Shad Life. Well, this is what it now looks like outside. And we're supposed to get more snow Sunday through Tuesday. Um, so, yeah, winter finally decided to arrive. Coffee. So my last video, changing out the driver. What I want to do now is I want to put these Berd spoke wheels on my Canyon Spectral 125, which is sitting right over there. Before I took the tubes out of that bike, I weighed it and it was 31.5 pounds. Then I took the tubes out and made it tubeless, and then it was 30.5 pounds. So now we're going to put these wheels on it, and I have to switch out the discs and stuff because this disc is going to go back on this bike with these other wheels and so on and so forth. But we'll weigh the Spectral 125 after I put these wheels on there and see the difference. I'm mostly doing this for two reasons. I'm going to Bentonville in a week from today, right? And I rode these wheels last year and, gave them somewhat of a beating on this bike. But now I want to take them to Bentonville and give them, a true beating, right? Let's really test these out. I've heard lots of positive things about these. Heard they're super durable and everything, which I believe they are because there's actually BMX riders, not just racers. There are BMX racers. There's actually a couple of BMX freestyle riders that run these spokes, and it's pretty wild, and they love them. So these are really becoming something in the bike industry. Not cheap, but definitely, like, if you're looking for lightweight and durability, these Berd spokes are amazing. Definitely on the high end of the spectrum of things. So yeah, let's go ahead. Oh, that sounds good. New microspline cassette body. Check out my last video on that. I'll put it up in the corner up there. And then, yeah, once I get this all switched over, I will weigh that bike. So let's do it. Okay, so now that I return this bike back to its former glory, I say that because if you've been following my channel for the last couple of years, I love how the Hayduke rides, especially with 27.5 wheels. So yeah, this bike is an absolute shredder. Super twitchy, super agile, like I've talked about on my channel before. And I'm going to do a whole video on this soon about how I feel like the bike industry has gone past the sweet spot, at least for most of us in how we ride. And I feel like this geometry, this setup is the sweet spot. 66-degree head angle. It's not like this super long, super slack hardtail that you're seeing more and more of. It doesn't need to be. Those bikes are very single purpose, and they're making them so they're point downhill. Anyway, I'm going on a rant. I'll do a video on that soon. But I love the geometry of the Hayduke and other frames similar to this. I did do the Nuke Proof recently, Nuke Proof Scout, and it was too long for my size and too slack and just not nearly as fun and agile to ride as this bike. So there you have it. Let's get this out of the stand and get the Canyon Spectral 125 in the stand because I want to put those Berd wheels on it. All right, here we go. So 29er DT Swiss wheels, 29er Berd spoke wheels. Really the only difference, measurement wise, is these are 27 internal width and those are 30 internal width. 3 millimeters, but because these are 2 2.4 tires, I think it'll be fine. I would not want to run 2.6 tires on a 27 millimeter internal width, but 2.4s, I think they'll be just fine. We'll find out. My plan is I'm going to bring these wheels also to Bentonville so I can try these out. But if for some reason I don't feel comfortable on these, I want these because I already know I feel comfortable on these. This is more just, again, another experimental thing that I want to try out. But for now, what we'll do is I got to kind of give this a general cleaning because it's pretty dusty from riding that XL Energy mountain bike park. But thankfully, these wheels aren't as dirty as those carbon rims that I just put on my Esker Hayduke tie. But yeah, we'll get this switched out. Just should be a direct swap, super easy, especially now that I replaced the to the microspline cassette body. And everything should just switch right over. And these should bolt in. I am going to put these tires on here because I don't want to run cross-country tires on this bike down in Bentonville. Well, there you go. Berd Wheels. Hawk 27 rims, Berd spokes, Industry 9 Hydra hubs. Now on the Canyon Spectral 125. So I'm going to go put this in the scale and see how much it weighs. I'm very curious to know how much lighter this is now going to be. And it's all at the rotational weight, and I talk about that quite a bit. Like, that's where it really makes a difference in how a bike rides. But one thing I worry about, and this is kind of the case that happened with my Thai Hayduke when I had these wheels on it with those XC tires, is the bike gets a little too light, a little too floaty. So when I jump it, it feels like the bike will more easily get away from me because it's like too light, right? So there is, in my opinion, especially if you're jumping and doing things like that, there is such a thing as getting too light. So it'll be very interesting if this will feel too light to me. I'm going to say probably not in this case, because this is still going to be quite a bit heavier than the Hayduke, and it has heavier or bigger tires and so on. So let's get it in the scales and see what it weighs. Okay, it's in the scale. Are you ready? Here we go. 29.83 pounds. That really is only a slightly over half a pound lighter. Is it worth it? You tell me. So that's about 0.7 pounds, so a little over half a pound lighter. Granted, it is at the wheels, and every bit you can take off the wheels does matter, but it really is a testament to the stock wheels that came on this bike. These DT Swiss XM 1700 wheels, alloy rim, right? And a DT Swiss 350 hub. Pretty lightweight wheel set. These are enduro rated, I believe. That's what they call them, either enduro or trail. I'll put down there what they are rated for. But yeah, that's impressive because I know these Berd wheels are really light. And to think that I only shaved 0.7 pounds off by switching is a huge testament to these DT Swiss XM 1700 wheels. Yes. Aluminum versus carbon. Metal spokes versus rope spokes. Like, you would think those wheels would be a lot lighter. Wow. Ride compliance wise, the Berd spokes are going to feel very different than these. But as far as weight goes, I almost think it's negligible. unless I was like doing some cross-country racing or something, which is this bike is not for. So before I go, I just want to give a testament to how good of a deal this Canyon is. Like, not just like even at the original $4,100 price, it's a really good deal. But the one thing that I'm giving Canyon credit for is they didn't cut corners anywhere. I haven't found anywhere where they cut corners to try to save money. And even the little center lock caps, those are aluminum. They're not steel. A lot of times they're steel and heavier. These are lightweight aluminum. Like every little piece of this bike is like the spec, as I'd like to say. It's not top of the line because obviously there's XTR, but it is definitely all XT. No skimping. They didn't put a single SLX part on here or just regular Dior or whatever to save money, which is pretty impressive. I like that because if you look at most bikes out there, there's always somewhere where they're cutting a little corners to save a little money. And I'm impressed that this one doesn't. And those wheels also impress me. So there you have it. I'm very curious to know how this is going to ride down in Bentonville with these wheels. And yes, I will bring the DT Swiss wheels with me, just because I want to, you know, if for some reason these don't feel right or I don't like how they ride, I definitely want to switch over to those because I want to have fun while I'm down there. I do want to ride my bike and enjoy it. So yeah, I think these will be fine, but it's always good to have a backup just in case. There you have it. If you like the kind of content that I put on my channel, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button because that'll get my videos in your feed. You'll see them more often when I release them. And we're getting into spring. Granted, I started this video showing all the snow, but yeah, we're gonna get into the thick of the season, and I will be coming out with a lot more videos, more on this bike. I still got my low side, you know, I want to try that in mullet configuration, all kinds of stuff going on my channel this year. So definitely subscribe, buttons right down there. Peace.